Let the official visit talk continue. This time we head to the Shoe, where the #1 wide receiver in the 2024 class, Dakorien Moore, spent the weekend. Just what Ohio State needs. More wide receiver talent, pun absolutely intended there. We can always use more talent, though, on this show, so let's welcome in Bill Kurelic of Bucknuts.com. Bill, let's start there. What are you hearing out of Dakorien Moore's visit this weekend?
Well, the Buckeyes really hit it out of the park with Dakorien. It was Dakorien and 5 family members, including his mom and his mom's aunt, and they all came away very impressed. As his mom put it, when Dakorien and her visited Ohio State several weeks ago, she didn't think it could get any better, but it absolutely got better this past weekend. She said Ohio State rolled out the red carpet, had everything very organized and ready. And not only did Dakorien come away very impressed, but the entire family did. And the family really has kind of signed off. Said, Dakorien, if that is where you want to play your college football, we're okay with it. So, it just made a huge impression. Now, Dakorien still has official visits to take. That was his first official visit. He's going to go to LSU, he's going to go to Texas, and he's going to go to Oregon. But right now, Ohio State has made themselves absolutely a school to keep in mind for the final destination for Dakorien Moore.
I don't think we've ever heard that before. Ohio State doing well with a wide receiver prospect. Bill, you mentioned that they hit it out of the park. Now, that brings me to Bo Jackson, another name that has the baseball and the football relation there. What kind of baseball reference can you throw at us with Bo Jackson and Ohio State?
Well, I think that maybe safe at home, because I had crystal balled Bo Jackson to Ohio State back in January, and this official visit did nothing. In fact, not only did nothing to change my mind on that pick, but it actually helped me feel even better about the pick. It went extremely well. Carlos Lachlan, the new Ohio State running backs coach, has developed a great relationship with Bo, and the visit went extremely well. His family came away impressed, and he's got another official visit to take yet. Bo has been to Georgia, and he really loved it down there too. He went to Ohio State this past weekend, but he still has Alabama to go. But I think when all is said and done, and Bo announces his decision, I continue to like where the Buckeyes stand.
All right, 2 headliners, but a lot of other visitors in Columbus over the weekend. Who are some other big names we need to keep an eye on?
Well, Emily, certainly Vernell Brown, the wide receiver from Florida. He's absolutely, and we keep talking Ohio State and wide receivers. There's a reason there. They bring in, do as good a job, Brian Hartline and Ryan Day is anybody, probably a better job than anybody in the country at getting wide receivers. And Vernell Brown had a great time. I think Ohio State right now would be the school to beat, but you've got to be a little bit wary still, because he's got 3 official visits left to go, and they are all to the Florida schools. They are to Florida, Florida State, Miami. So you've got to worry about that a little bit, but Ohio State certainly has been impressive to Vernell. Certainly Riley Pettijohn, another Texan. He's a linebacker, and he had a great visit with the Buckeyes this past weekend. Going into it, I didn't know, could Ohio State pull this off and beat out the Texas Longhorns for Riley Pettijohn? Now I think it's a lot closer than most people maybe thought a month or 2 ago. I think in the end, Riley will most likely decide between Ohio State and Texas, and he still has that Texas official visit to go. But certainly he is a guy that Ohio State did very well this past weekend with. And then, of course, we haven't talked about maybe my favorite guy as far as is the Buckeyes and a need guy, that being Justin Hill. He's actually, Alan True talked about him earlier in the show. He is an edge, rush end linebacker. He'd probably sell popcorn at halftime, maybe. He's that good. The night I saw him play in person as a junior, his coach told me, Bill, you're going to be wowed by this kid. And I went home very, very wowed. He fits the Ohio State jack position. That's the kind of rush edge position that Alan True mentioned. He fits that position perfectly. And he's a guy that while Justin's going to still take official visits, he has just taking the Ohio State visit. He still has USC, Alabama, and Oregon to go. But I really, really like where Ohio State stands with him. And absolutely, in my mind, the Buckeyes are the team to beat for Justin Hill.
Plenty of popcorn to go around right now with the Buckeyes. They're cooking, as the kids would say, Bill. Number 2 class nationally right now, and they just had a big official visit weekend. Who are some other names that you have on your radar in the coming weeks?
Well, arguably the biggest guy remaining, because of Ohio State's need at offensive tackle for this recruiting class, is David Sanders, who he is the best in the country, the best offensive tackle, best offensive lineman in the country. He's going to make his official visit at the end to Ohio State. He has June 21st. That is his last official visit before he makes a decision. And right now, I think Ohio State and Tennessee might have the lead for David Sanders. So certainly he is a big one. Definitely also Dorian Brew. He'll visit Ohio State the June 21st weekend. He is the corner. Used to be an Ohioan. He played his high school football up until the middle of last season in Ohio, but now he's in Texas. He will make an official visit to Ohio State. He is certainly a guy that's of need. Josh Petty, an offensive lineman from Georgia. Ohio State's making a good late run for him. I think Ohio State has a realistic shot at landing him as well. And then you go to safety, Fahim Delane from Maryland. He makes his official visit to Ohio State this coming weekend, and Ohio State needs to get at least 3 top safeties in this class. They have a commitment from 1 already, and if they could get Fahim Delane and then Trey McNutt is the other guy from Shaker Heights High School in Ohio, if they could add those 2 to this class, it would be a spectacular haul for new Ohio State safeties coach Matt Guerrieri.
Bill, the Dean of Ohio State Recruiting, we appreciate you being here with us. Of course, you can check out more of his work at bucknuts.com. Just be sure to bring the popcorn. Find out if Ohio State lands a good wide receiver. We'll see. If you haven't been paying attention this offseason, Ohio State has, of course, been busy adding superstar after superstar, so read up on all of it at bucknuts.com.